Hi everyone, and welcome into another cozy episode of Pixels and Petals. I want to wish everyone a very happy Valentine's Day. Whether you're spending it with a special someone, friends or loved ones, or whether you're spending the day alone, remember to express some self-love. Today doesn't have to be about romance, it can just be a day of love. I always see Valentine's Day as a day to spread love to those around us. Today my boyfriend and I have a super cozy night in. We're going to make a nice meal and watch some movies. In episode 10, I made this magic guild tool for my villages, and today I want to do all of the interior design for it. I'm going to build down underneath to make an area to store all my enchanted books, and also some living quarters for my librarians. To start off, I'll be building some extra levels through this tower. It's going to hold the stairwell to get down to our storage and the library. I like to practice builds in creative, but I always wing it when it comes to interior decorating. So sometimes it turns out a little bit chaotic and I end up building different things and then tearing them down when I get new ideas. For now I'm adding in a ladder so I can travel through the different levels, but I'll be removing it once I get the staircase in. I really love adding in spiral staircases like this, but they're often really tricky to put together. I'm just kind of faking it till I make it and adding in the slabs to see how I go. Something that I find helps with building these types of swirly staircases is having a pillar down the center to build around. So I'm going to add that in here. A pillar like this also makes the stairwell feel more closed in and saves you from feeling like you'll easily fall down, if that makes sense. I also really love using trapdoors like this to make an easy and thin wall, which I think will work especially well here as I don't want to overcrowd the staircase so you bump your head on anything while you're walking down. And if you build the trapdoors on the outside so they're almost floating, you can have a spare block inside where you can place blocks. Then I'm adding a ladder which will take us up to the top of the tower. This has always been my favourite part about Minecraft and other similar games. Just decorating and using whatever blocks you have available to make the place feel homely and real. I especially enjoyed in Minecraft because you can get really creative with it, and you kind of have to. Like if you want a couch, there's no furniture aside from bed, so you can try all kinds of things. Like stairs and slabs, trapdoors, scaffolding, all kinds of things. And if you use your imagination, it can be a couch or a chair or whatever you want. This room is the main entrance for the guild hall, which is going to be a little shop where the locals can come and purchase or rent books. So I'm adding lots of library books for them to choose from. I'm kind of just throwing things together to see what I like the look of. I'm going to replace some of these bookshelves with chiseled variant to give it more texture. I ended up deciding I want these two centre bits to have more shelving so that I can put more decorations rather than just extra books. Always lots of trials and errors when decorating, placing and then replacing blocks till it feels right. I really love all the paintings in Minecraft, and I was so glad when they added even more in one of the recent updates. I'm going to start adding in the front desk for the shopkeep. This is where the villagers will pay for their books or return the ones that they've used. I'll add in a little door for the store owner to get in and out. I've said this before, but I always find it so satisfying to replace all the plain torches with lanterns or hidden light sources. Like when you have a field full of torches to spawn proof, but you slowly start to add in street lamps or hidden lights under things. It always makes the world feel so much more real and cozy. always have to put a million plant pots everywhere. I love showing off all the cute flowers and saplings. I really hope we get to dye flower pots one day. Or even if we got all the different colours of terracotta as variants of pots, it would be so cute. Imagine if we could also dye a bunch of stuff with the 16 colours available, like dyeing bricks, wood planks and fences or plant pots. That would make for some really fun builds. It's so cute how you can add books in the different slots in the chiseled bookshelves. It adds so much character to bookshelves like this. Upstairs in the attic, I'm just going to use this space as a little bit of a storage dump. I'm going to try cover up some of these messy patches of blocks with some bookshelves. Maybe this is where they keep all their spare and old worn down bookshelves, or books that the library keeps stored away. I took a small break to set up a makeshift bee farm, as I wanted a lot of honeycomb to make bee nests. I really like using bee nests as storage boxes. They really look like cardboard boxes that you might keep important documents or keepsakes in, so I love using them for decorations. I set up some smokers underneath the hive so they wouldn't get upset with me taking their honeycomb. I also wanted to add some enchanted diamond armor near the front desk of the bookstore, so I just made this up and I'm going to get some cheap enchantments just so that it shimmers. It's just for decoration, so it doesn't matter what enchantments we get. Back in the attic, I'm just going to make this place look a bit more like a storage area. They'll have a bunch of boxes, some workbenches, And I thought adding in a bunch of birch logs might make sense for stacks of paper, or perhaps they process the logs into special paper for their magical grimoires. Some empty bookshelves. And just removing these torches and adding in some lanterns. Up at the top of the tower, I'm just going to add in a little enchanting area, though I don't really need it to be functional as I do have a setup at my starter house. This is more for decoration. I think it makes sense for there to be one up here. I love using the soul lanterns for a little area like this. It feels so mystical. Perfect for this magical guild hall. I'm going to start digging out the next floor, which is going to be our storage area for all my enchanting books. I'd like to have a nicely organized area for all the different books I've been hoarding. I just followed the flooring of the above level to use as a guide of how large to make this room. The floor in here is going to be all sandstone, and I'm making sure not to place these blocks where I don't need them so I don't have to waste any. Then for the walls, I'm just going to use some birch planks, filling the corners with dirt since you can't see those anyway. So that room is ready to decorate, but I'm going to go excavate the final floor of the build, which is going to be where our librarians live. This area took a bit longer to hollow out, so I did end up using a little bit of TNT, which saved me some time. I really can't wait to have a beacon. I had to be pretty careful when I dug around here as it was right next to the lake. I ended up going for a bit of a circular shape for the inside of this area. I think that'll be a good vibe for the main library, and I can build out the wings to add some living areas for the villagers to sleep. I have to get some more birch. And then a bunch of terracotta too. I also gathered some quartz on my way back through the nether, as I'll need some of those blocks in my library. And then off to sell some iron bars and red dye to the villagers so I can buy some more quartz blocks and pillars. Using birch logs felt a little bit expensive. I don't have a tree farm, so running to a birch forest to tear down a bunch of trees and using full logs rather than planks feels like a lot at the moment. I think it's really worth it. I think the birch logs are really pretty. All of the corners of this library will be stripped birch logs. And in the flat part of each side, I'm going in with some quartz blocks and quartz bricks to make kind of a checkered design. I think that looks super elegant, and with these shaders the quartz looks so shiny and clean. Then adding in some sandstone blocks for the roof. And here's how it's looking so far. Now to test out if I prefer the white or the light grey terracotta for the flooring. Both look really nice, but I went with the white terracotta. And this is the library so far. I'm going to start digging out a small wing where the villagers can sleep. The main area is going to be a library, and I want to scatter lecterns all around the place for them to work at. But these little rooms for the librarians are going to hold multiple beds and just be kind of like a little dorm room for them. I keep picturing this as like the College of Winterhold from Skyrim, where you can learn magic. I always kind of think of librarians in Minecraft as wizards and mages, studying their magic books and casting spells. I tried out a few things with the room. I ended up going with the same as the main area, stripped birch on the corner bits, and a quartz checkered pattern on the walls. Just adding in some sandstone for the roof, and that's the room built. Just seeing how many beds I can fit in here comfortably without it being too crowded. I tried a few different ideas for furniture being behind the beds, places they can keep their personal goods and lamps. Of course, they'll want lots of their own books in their room, so lots of bookshelves. Adding in some end rods for hanging lights. I love end rods so much, they look so magical and cute. I love the little shimmery pixels that come off them. I really enjoy Valentine's Day. I remember years ago my mum got my brother and I a cute Valentine's Day stuffed teddy each and told us she loved us. I just always felt this day doesn't have to be romantic entirely or even at all. You can spend Valentine's Day showing yourself love and kindness or showing the people you care about what they mean to you. Last Valentine's Day, my sweet boyfriend got me this adorable pink rose bear. I'm so excited to enjoy some home-cooked dinner and cuddle up with some movies later. I'm also going to give my mum a call and tell my friends how much they mean to me as well. It's so important to show your self-love as well, so treat yourself today. Do something that makes you happy, compliment yourself, or have your favorite treats. I'm putting lots of finishing touches in this room. I really love keeping treasure maps that I've used. They're really cute little memories and they also make really great decorations. I was editing together this video and I hadn't realized just how long it had gotten. I'm pretty new to uploading to YouTube, so I'm still learning, but I didn't realize how long this episode would be with all this footage of decorating. So I'm going to speed through some of the rest of the interior design so we can get to the final reveal and tour of the build. I added in a bunch of hanging end rods in the library and then began working in the second bedroom for the librarians to live in. I made this room the same size and everything, but I'm decorating it a little bit differently. I used more end rods for lighting in this one rather than lanterns. And I'm using oak furniture bits rather than birch. I'm not surprised this video got to be so long. I always spend such a long time decorating and adding in little details. It's just such a fun and calming thing to do in Minecraft and just kind of zone out. One of my favorite things to decorate with is item frames alongside with paintings. They make such unique designs on the walls. So I'll add super random things to the item frames. Like if it's a store, I'll usually add emeralds on item frames as that's the currency. Or cute things like flowers and totems of undying are a bit cute as well. Or just random bits of treasure like diamonds, gold ingots and stuff like that. Working in the main library, there'll need to be a lot of books and places to sit down and read. I'm also scattering a lot of lecterns around with little nooks that they can sit down and study and write in. And a little enchanting area too. On the above floor where I'll be storing all my enchanted books, I want there to be a chest for every different book that I'm keeping stock of. I'm going to enchant some random bits of armor to use as decoration, and again it doesn't matter what enchantments I get as they're just for show. I also need some random enchanted books to put in the item frames. And then I'm naming these random books so that I can use them as labels for storage chests. And then when you hover over the item frame, it'll say what book is in the chest. I wanted to organize them in a way where I have the core enchantments like mending and unbreaking, and then a section for armor enchantments, another section for weapon enchantments, as well as tools, bow and sword enchantments too. Now the painstaking job of moving all the villagers over. I'll save you from watching all of that though. Lucky I have extra beds in this library as well, as I think there's more books I need to get from these guys. That's all my librarians safely moved over to their new home. I'm really happy with how this build came out. I would really like to make other builds like this, places for my different villager traders to live out and work at. The rest of this video is going to be a little walkthrough tour of the build as it's finally complete, so please enjoy. I want to thank you so much for watching. Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.